Welcome back, Powdery. In my neck of the woods, it's a very rainy day in Italy this afternoon. Regarding the series of strikes in the UK, there's one in particular which caught my eye. The workers of the NHS striking, asking for a pay rise of, I think it's 19%. Now they did receive an automatic 4% a year or so and a half ago, I believe so. Whether it's legitimate for them to strike or not, obviously they are supplying a public service, and obviously minimum service should be guaranteed, even like public transport. This is not the issue. These people have been treated like shit by the government in the last 2 years or so. Put aside the dancing and clapping nurses, which appeared on certain social networks. What I find insane outrageous is a member of the Tory cabinet party government, Nadine Him Zahawai, if I pronounced it right, it urges nurses to drop their pay demands because, i.e., he quotes, you're just doing a favour to Putin. And they should be contented with their misery. How cold-hearted, sneezing shit weasel these people are. All of them. The economical situation in the UK has got nothing to do with Putin. The government has got them only themselves to blame because they're a bunch of incompetent tosspots. Let's put it that way. You put sanctions on Russia, and regarding fuel and gas, since, was it last year, October, there was an increase in gas and electricity. So it's got nothing to do with conflict in Ukraine. It was already programmed, this rise of 80%. And it's got nothing to do with Putin. Why Western countries, for example, the United Kingdom's got high inflation and it grows every month, and people find it difficult to make ends meet. Inflation's created by money printed by central banks, Bank of England. There's too much money in circulation. That's what creates inflation, and therefore they try to contain it by rising interest rates, and everything goes up, and people find it very hard to get to the end of the month on what they earn. I say to this chap, people should not live in their misery. It's people like you who created misery for these people, especially in NHS nurses and medical staff who are striking. There's only one thing for them to do: strike. It's a democratic right. You want to even take away that as well and blame Joe Public why the country's in such a mess? No. Why a nation's in such a mess? Due to incompetent leadership in politicians. Not just the UK, throughout the West. It's the same scenario, basically. So, how dare you try to shame the people of your country, and probably the same people which elected you in Parliament as well. This is unacceptable. These horrible criticism. They should suffer in their own misery, and they should turn down their pay rise claim. The only action to obtain something is a strike. Or we're coming to a point in Western countries, just as well, free speech is in danger, civil rights, even the right to strike, it's going to be banned, it's going to be outlawed, and there's going to be witch hunting in the future for those who go against the narrative, those who criticise, who do not follow the narrative of the government. We are heading towards that society. And I'm inviting every single person, not just in the UK and the West. We had enough of these competent governments. Because more time passes, more bad is inflation, and more people will end up on the poverty line. When there's going to be food shortages due to this, how do you say, bad administration in government, you're pushing towards people to social uprisings. And that's the thing these people fear the most. People rioting in the streets. So, if you're scared, best you put things right in your house, for starters. Because the economical sanctions against Russia so far, what it's produced? An industrial decline in Europe, people getting more poor, the middle class people are slowly disappearing. Or you want to create a society, there's going to be poor people and rich people in the end. That's what is called socialism.